Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Woo, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you up there. Welcome to Working with Juan. I'm your host, Juan Macias, and what a great audience we have here today. You're too kind. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm really excited about today's guests. Two fabulous USC alums, a social worker and a nurse, who've both had points in their careers where they had to take an extended leave and then successfully re-enter the workforce. This can be a difficult decision to make, but we're going to find out why and how they did it. Please welcome Michele Kolostian and Natasha Cole. Michele, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. Let's have a seat. Now, both of you made the decision to leave the workforce in the middle of your careers. And Michele, you've done it multiple times.
I have.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the first time I left the workforce was for 6 months for maternity leave. The second time I left for the workforce was 9 months for maternity leave also. And the last time I left the workforce was for 10 months to take care of an ill father.
6, 9, and 10. Mm-hmm. Okay. And Natasha, you actually left the workforce to return to school.
Yes, I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've been on my job about 11 and a half years, and knew that I wanted something more fulfilling in terms of my career. I'd been looking for jobs prior to leaving in the social work field, but obviously all of the postings said that you needed a degree in social work. So I actually had to resign from my employer altogether. Yeah.
Wow. And who would have thought that in order to change your career, to really take your career to the next level, you needed to leave the workforce? Tell us a little bit about that.
The dream was to be a social worker. I mean, I've always, in my previous careers, had interaction with children, but I come to the decision that I wanted to work with older adults. And I wanted to be in a hospital setting.
So I know for me, I changed careers. I used to work in staffing and recruiting before and had an undergrad in business. And for me, I wanted to get into social work. And the ticket that allowed me to do so, to change my career completely, was getting my MSW at USC as well. You mentioned your longest time out of the workforce was 10 months, and it was for taking care of a loved one. Can you tell us a little bit about that, maybe some challenges that you encountered during your time away from the workforce?
I took a long break from the workforce because my father had cancer, and he was dying of cancer, and he was in hospice. So I just could not handle going full-time to work and then going to his house and then also taking care of my own family. It became an absolute challenge, and my employer at that time could not give me a part-time position, so then I chose to leave the workforce at that time.
So how did you stay connected, right? Because we think that's important. You pull yourself out of the workforce, but you're still part, of your profession. What did you do to stay connected, and did you do things to stay connected?
I did. I stayed connected through continuing to earn my CEUs to keep my license active. I continued to learn by going through conferences and seminars, and I continued to network with my organizations.
Great. Was that helpful?
Very much.
How about you? I know you left the job, and it's like you're in school and you're kind of on standby. You're equipping yourself to change careers and to be able to get that next job to work in the hospital. Did you do anything to kind of stay engaged with the profession or with the workforce community, for lack of a better term?
Absolutely not, actually. So totally different, because I'm a career changer, so I had to just disengage pretty much from that previous profession to immerse myself into this new career. So for me, I was definitely like in all of my professors' faces, just asking questions, wanting to know about different agencies, more about the field of social work. Also connecting a lot with my classmates. I did that, which was totally different because it's classmates versus coworkers, right? And I would say the majority being, much younger than me as well. So just learning from them what's going on in the field of social work and hearing about, you know, any challenges that they've had.
But what I liked about what you said is you weren't just restricting your learning to what you were absorbing in the classroom, so to speak, right? You realized that you needed to also do some information interviews, to do some networking, to learn outside of the classroom to what social work really is. All right, Michele, you're the superwoman of workforce reentry. What are some tips and strategies that you can give our viewers?
For those who are contemplating leaving the workforce, I would say that there is no right or wrong answer, as long as it makes sense for you and your family at that season of your life. For those who have already left the workforce, I would say continue to earn those CEUs to keep your license active, to continue to learn about best practices that are current in your profession by attending all of these learning experiences like seminars, conferences, and continue to network with people in your organization.
And Natasha, what advice?
I definitely say it's a personal choice. You have to really evaluate your goals. So I knew definitely what my goals were, you know, in terms of becoming a social worker. It's very possible. There are lots of scholarships out there. It was all around just a great choice. So I encourage anybody that is considering leaving their job to go out and pursue another career, or even just to enhance their career, to go, you know, to do so.
Well, thank you both for coming and sharing all of your wisdom and advice with our viewers on workforce reentry. For more information on workforce reentry and full transcripts of Michele and Natasha's interviews, visit dworak-peck.usc.edu/career.
On the next episode of Work It with Juan.
I am here at beautiful Dodger Stadium. So James, as a social worker, how did you end up working at the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation?
It all started as an internship, actually, my second year at USC.
Oh my God, that's home plate at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. What would you tell a social worker who's looking to do something non-traditional, you know, expand their options? What's the craziest thing you've ever seen someone do on a visit to the stadium?
Someone ate grass off the field once.
Seriously?
True story.